Today's devotional is Deuteronomy 32, verse 4. He is the rock, his work is perfect, for all his ways are just, a God of truth and without injustice. Righteous and upright is he.
To say that God is immutable is to say that he is unchanging and unchangeable. He is permanently the same. In Deuteronomy 32:4, it compares God with a rock. This rock remains immovable, although the entire ocean surrounding it is continually fluctuating or changing. Although all creatures are subject to change, God is unchanging. First, God is immutable and unchanging in his character. God's character has never grown or improved. His character cannot change for the better, for he is already perfect. Being perfect, he cannot change for the worse. Improvement or worsening is impossible for him. He is permanently the same. Because God is unchanging in his character, I can trust this person. This fact offers me hope and comfort. We cannot always rely upon human nature, but we can always rely upon God. However unstable or unsure I might be, however fickle and changing my friends might prove to be, God does not change. If he varied as we do, if he willed one thing today and another thing tomorrow, who could trust him? Next, God is unchanging in his truth. How unreliable are the words of men? I think of two coaches that promise victory for their fans, or two politicians that promise victory for their voters. Often, people make promises they can never fulfill. Even in business, men's words are not to be trusted. We have an entire network of contracts and legal systems to force men to be true to their word. Yet men still lie and deceive one another. God is unchanging in his ways. He acts in accordance with his unchanging principles in the Word of God. This consistency makes God predictable. We can predict what God will do because he is unchanging in his principles, and I can trust his word. God is concerned not only with what we do, but also how we do it. God is unchanging in his ways and principles and will honor those who do the right things in the right way. God is unchanging in his purposes. Therefore, I can trust his plan. God is all-wise and all-powerful, so he never needs to change his mind or reverse his plans on anything. God has planned to supply all of our needs, and God plans to one day come for his saints. God's purposes have not changed and will not change, so we can trust his plan. Lastly, God's Son is unchanging. God the Father planned redemption, and Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no man comes to the Father but through me, and that does not change. His provision for our salvation is unchanging, so when we trust him, we are eternally secure. Our provision for heaven is sure. Let's rest and live this day, trusting and resting upon the rock of our salvation.